Woden, of course, was a dramatic representation of Oten. Oten, of course, being the chief of the Asir gods. One of the major attributes that is associated with Oten is his quest for wisdom. And as I've come to learn, wisdom is the accumulation of experiences and memories. And we have a relation within our minds, we have this relational matrix that then, as we input sensory input, whether it be sight, hearing, whatever, that event is then compared against what our experiences have been and then determine which way to move forward, whether it be an emotional event, whether it be an intellectual event, matters not. What matters is that as we input sensory data into our mind then looks through this relational matrix to determine what to do with it. And these experiences are very important, okay, because they help us to kind of set up, if you will, and see our reality a particular way. So each event in our lives alters this relational matrix, which then has an emotional component that allows us to then feel whatever, altering thereby the emotional filters that are behind our sensory input and see our world a different way. Right, wrong, or indifferent. And there's no bad. I don't see the world badly. I don't see the world better. Nothing like that. What I'm saying is that we see the world differently. It alters our perspective. When we think about what Othin did to achieve this, is the first thing, of course, he drank from the well of Urd. Well of Urd, of course, surrounding the root of Yggdrasil in the underworld. And the well of Urd contains all the wisdom of that which will be. All of every bit of intellect, knowledge, wisdom that will ever exist exists in the well of Urd. Now, the legends say that there was a man, and his name was Kvasir. Now, Kvasir was the wisest in all the realms. He was far and beyond everything that was ever be. Now, of course, being the best at something always makes others, well, gives others some negative thoughts. And in which case, Kvasir angered the dwarves, and the dwarves then slew him. And his blood, because the gods were so angry that the dwarves had done this, the gods took his blood and brewed it into a mead. Now, when they brewed his blood into this mead, it made the drinker of the mead wise. It transferred his wisdom to them. Now, fortunately, the gods quickly got their hands around this mead and stored it out of reach so that nobody could drink it and again create another Kvasir. Now, when Othin drank from the well of Urd, the first thing he had to do was donate, dedicate, give an eye. So this is why today Othin is depicted with wearing an eye patch over one eye, because he had to give an eye to the Norner sisters, who, by the way, camp out around the well of Urd at the root of Yggdrasil. And he donated an eye that he could drink from the well, and of course he did, and he gained a huge boost in his wisdom, in his knowledge. This is the same thing, the same experience we have as we experience our lives. Think of your relational matrix within your mind, your memory bank, as being the well of Erd. All the intellect and the knowledge that you've gained over these however many years is stored there that we can reflect upon. And in the same way, Otten then drank from the well of Erd to gain the wisdom and knowledge. Now, there was another level that Otten wanted to know, that he would go even further, and he would hang himself using his spear. He would impale himself on Yggdrasil using his spear, Gungnir. Now, Gungnir, of course, being the spear of knowledge and the gift of sight, as he hung from the tree for 9 days and 9 nights without food, without water, and he refused to let others help him, that he would see the magic of the runes. Well, think about that for a minute. What does this mean? Well, what are the runes? Well, what are the runes? The runes are those letters of the runic alphabet. Now, in many cases, this was the Elder Futhark, and these letters represented magic. Think about that. Letters, like our own alphabet, whichever alphabet you happen to use, form words. Words form visions. Visions are magic. So Odin, willing to be impaled on Yggdrasil for 9 days and 9 nights without food, without water, that he could see the magic of the runes. Now, this is very akin to what we do every day. Now, I don't encourage impaling oneself. That's not a good lesson. What I would say, though, is by being able to just stop our sensory input and review that using what? Intrinsic reflection. Using intrinsic reflection as we review those experiences and those emotional experiences, we can gain insight. This is very critical to helping us reestablish our mental balance, our mental health, right? Because we know as we balance our spiritual and our physical side, when those two come in balance, we have health. We have mental health, we have physical health, we have spiritual health. We have all of these healths that come along, right? Because we're in balance. And so Othin discovered this as he studied the runes, the magic of the runes, which brings forth what? The words. And the words form our thoughts. Our thoughts are then projected towards others. This is the magic of the runes as we project the magic using a collection of letters called words, collection of words forming sentences and thoughts and conveyance of ideas and, just those thought strings, those thought processes. So all very critical to our inclusion of other people. Now, one of the things that we need to recognize when we talk about projecting words and using the magic of the words, excuse me, is that all people may not want, recognize, desire that magic within themselves. So they may say, oh, whatever. And we need to know that that's okay. I don't need to convince you, the listener in this case, I don't need to convince you that my way, my studies, my knowledge, my wisdom is the right way. I don't. I offer wisdom, knowledge, intellect, and the listener is welcome to accept that or not. It's on them. Okay? The magic really comes from me. So the magic is me. All right. So something that many people get confused, and I think a lot of it comes from the monotheistic practices over the millennia. But when I teach something, when I tell, when I verbalize, when I put words or letters together to form words, words together to form sentences, sentences to convey ideas and thoughts, the magic has already occurred. Okay. The magic doesn't occur when you go, oh, wow, that's a great idea. Oh, man, I wish I'd have had that. Okay. That's not the magic. The magic already occurred by structuring the letters together to form words, words together to form sentences, sentences to then convey ideas and thoughts. I can simply convey my thoughts and ideas. Your magical responsibility, I guess, I don't know if that's a word or that fits here, but your part of the equation is to then process this information and determine what to do with it. Okay. So this goes all the way back to where we first started today, where we talked about that relational matrix in our minds that then decides as we input sensory input what it's going to do with it. Okay. Same thing applies here. And you will determine your own path. You will determine your own magic as you process these sensory inputs. Okay? So it's all part of the gathering of wisdom, the gathering of knowledge, the gathering of intellect, and certainly the study, right? Because once we do some intrinsic reflections, we're going to be able to put some more pieces together. Well, today, of course, being Woden's Day, I hope that you have had a chance to check out etherealtv.net and check out the wonderful, just fantastic collection of television shows that are available on that streaming channel. And I hope that you will subscribe and subscribe to Whispers of the Norse, because that's our weekly, although it's a streaming channel, so it's all out there. But I hope you will check those out and put those in your library. We put those together each week that contains a topic that hopefully will give you some insight and just something that you can use to help yourself maintain or obtain your balance, your mental. Remember, we talked about that spiritual balance. So I hope you will gain that. And in the meantime, look for Scout Scopper, should be coming out today. And that is a collection of these shows. It's roughly a snippet per day. And then, excuse me. And then, of course, always join us every weekday morning when we're here at about 6:55, give or take. And we talk about property of one of the gods that are reflected during the week by the weekdays, and how to apply that to our everyday life. So I hope you will join us for that too. In the meantime, if you come up with any questions or anything that you just can't seem to find an answer for, by all means, reach out to me, shaman at akulfhetnar.com. You can also find us on the website, norsewhispers.com, where you can get my email address there, and reach out to me, and we will find an answer that helps and works for you. All right? All right, my friends, enjoy Woden's Day. Remember that it's all about the quest of intellect, wisdom, and knowledge, gaining those experiences, helping us to build our relational matrix. So I hope you will do that. Love and light, my friends.